Welcome to everyone. Good afternoon to all. Magandang hapon sa lahat. Sa New City Press Philippines welcomes you to this very ever first episode of New City Kumustahan. First of all, I wish to warmly welcome our three distinguished speakers this afternoon. Mr. Eric Janyayan from Puerto Princesa, Palawan, and then Attorney Maria Lisa Miscal Layorda from Tacloban City, and our very own Bishop Jerry Alminaza from the Diocese of San Carlos. Our three guests this afternoon will be joined by three energetic youth leaders, Juke Miranda from Dumaguete City, Chinky Palladio from Masbate City, and of course, from the city of Las Piñas, Gio Francisco. Welcome to each one of you. In a while, we will get to know them better. Of course, we also welcome our New City friends who are with us this afternoon in the Zoom virtual conference room, and all those who are following the live transmission via our FB New City Press page. Okay? Just a brief introduction to this first ever New City Kumustahan. This whole idea came as a desire to spend a moment with our New City Achievement awardees and to make Kumustahan in order to share their inspiring adventure, especially in this time of pandemic, to our New City friends. So this is not a formal webinar, but it would like to be a moment of family gathering, kung saan pwedeng magkwentuhan. Let's imagine we are all together sa isang sala and we are sharing with each other our adventure. Diba, ang sarap ng pakiramdam. So this is what we would like to have this afternoon. Perhaps some of those who are following the live transmission may ask kung ano ang New City. Kaya importante din na i-present natin kahit briefly lang sa pamamagitan ng isang video clip. Pero bago natin panoorin ito, let me say just a few words. New City Press Philippines is one of the more than 20 publishing houses of the Focolare movement spread all over the world. It is the home of the Focolare publication in the Philippines. New City Press Philippines is established here in Manila in 1966 as the English edition of the Italian Città Nuova for Southeast Asia. New City Press Philippines publishes books on a variety of topics and a full-color monthly magazine, the New City Magazine. In publishing its books and magazine, New City Press Philippines aims at offering a view of the world from the perspective of unity. That unity that Jesus prayed for to the Father, may they all be one, taken from the Gospel of St. John chapter 17, verse 21. New City Press Philippines, through the New City Magazine, has been awarded for its contribution in promoting interreligious dialogue by local and international media commissions like the Catholic Mass Media Award, CMMA in the Philippines, and the International Christian Organizations of Media, or ICOM, based in Geneva, Switzerland. In fact, already we received the ICOM Award twice for our work in interreligious dialogue. So let's watch this short video clip on what is New City.
Are you tired of the anger in today's society? Of the divide that's hard to mend? Well, don't worry, you're not alone. Because there are so many people out there who are actually working to help make humanity closer. And we at New City Press Philippines offer a platform for true dialogue. The Focolare movement, founded by Carol Lubick, inspires the work of New City in promoting the unity of the human family. As Jesus prayed, Father, may all be one. First issued in June of 1966, today New City publishes a variety of books and 10 issues of New City magazine each year, with award-winning articles on some of today's most challenging topics, whether about the abuse crisis, the economy, ecology, and more. New City Magazine readers, friends, and supporters come from various faith, cultural, and political backgrounds. New City gives an avenue for all perspectives to be represented and conveys hope that a real city and community of people could live together in friendship and cooperation. New City highlights the positive impact made by ordinary and extraordinary people who have accepted the challenge of bringing unity into their families, cities, and workplaces. And if you wish to join us in our mission to spread the culture of unity, you can support us by subscribing to New City. It's simple to find us. You can visit our website at newcityph.net.
So that's it. That is New City. And if you wish to know more about uh, New City, please just go and visit the webpage www.newcityph.net. I've mentioned a while ago that our speakers this afternoon were the recipients of the New City Achievement Awards. Just a few words to make you understand what is it all about. It is an initiative that New City Press Philippines launched in 2014 as an instrument of unity and dialogue. New City wishes to recognize the unique and great contribution that members of the Focolare movement do in their respective community, in the society, and in the church. By giving the award, New City confirms that their initiative or advocacy is in line with, with its very mission, that is, spreading the culture of unity and dialogue. So, after this comprehensive explanation of what is New City and the Achievement Award, let us now hear from our three distinguished guests. Okay, each will be given 1.5 minutes to briefly present themselves and say something about how they are bringing ahead their respective advocacy in this time of pandemic. So we prepared a short video clip for each one, and we will watch its video before we listen to what they will tell us. Video of Attorney Lisa Miscala Yorda. After the video, Attorney Lisa will say something about herself. We will listen to Attorney Lisa with her own self-presentation. Can we have Attorney Lisa now?
Yes. Good afternoon. And
Good afternoon.
and thank you that you have invited me to this Kumustahan. And so, after the award for public service, I also received right after the award on the new city. So after that, it was in 2014 that I was already assigned in Cebu, and I was designated as member of the interagency task force where I was in children abuse cases, also online sexual exploitation cases, and cases on OFWs who were also abused. So I was able to gain experience, and it has broadened my experience in handling cases when I was in Cebu, because I get into the what you call this. I also am involved in the operation or the rescue operation together with the law enforcement agents while I was in Cebu in 2014 until 2019 of March. Because in 2019 of March, as I was appointed to be the chief of the prosecution office here in Tacloban City. So more or less, it's more on the in the aspect of administration that I am into now. I'm no longer appearing in court, but still, I'm still involved in cases against women and children.
Okay.
So, on this pandemic, I am also very much active, especially on the street children, on the plight of the street children in Tacloban, and the plight of the children in conflict with the law.
Okay.
And also, I also assist women who comes to me for advice and for assistance.
Okay. Great. Maraming salamat, Attorney Lisa. We will hear more of you, of your advocacies later on, and you will be able to elaborate further what you are into in this time, okay? Thank you very much for that short video. Thank you very much, Attorney Lisa, for your brief presentation also. And now we will proceed and we will see another video that will introduce Mr. Eric Yayan. Can we have the video now, please? So we listen now to our very own Mr. Eric Yayan, please. Would you like to introduce yourself briefly? Yes, yes. Good afternoon. Yes.
Yes, for some of us, I'm Eric Chan Kaitiyayan of Puerto Princesa, born in Basilan but raised in Palawan. My father is a Palaweño and my mother is a Bicolana. All my life is connected in our community simply because I'm so passionate in doing something good every single day. We must be grateful and thank God for giving us a day to share our blessings. I firmly believe that God's unending love and protection. We are so happy to receive the New City Award, one of the awardees, and we're so grateful. During this time of COVID-19 pandemic, I look at I look at it as an opportunity rather than looking in a negative side. Before the start of ECQ, we felt this one before ahead of time, and we took the initiative of giving a subsidy already for our employees, and we are correct. Because of this, we also put ourselves and open our restaurant as a community kitchen for several frontliners in our that we can handle. Currently, I am very much active in our organization, the Deaf, together with the Deaf Evangelical Alliance Foundation. I'm also an active Philippine Red Cross Palawan chapter, being the chairperson of the Blood Services Committee, and very active, still active in Rotary Club of Puerto Princesa and Puerto Princesa Chamber of Commerce and Palaweño Information Technology Council. So that's what I'm doing right now.
Wow, and dami ah. We will get to know more about this, most especially your work for the deaf. No? So
Yes,
we will get to
that's
know
right.
better this action that you are promoting in Puerto Princesa, but also it's getting bigger and bigger, di ba? So
Yes, that's right.
for sure our audience, our live audience will be very happy to know more about this. But in the meantime, let us view the video clip of that we prepared for our dear Bishop Jerry Alminaza. Okay, maraming salamat. I hope the short video has given us a view, at least a bird's eye view of who Bishop Jerry Alminasa. But we would like to listen to him personally to present himself. Bishop Jerry?
Magandang hapon po sa lahat.
Okay, yeah. Magandang hapon
Okay,
po.
I'm Bishop Jerry, formerly an ordained priest of the Diocese of Bacolod for 22 years before our beloved Pope Benedict XVI sent me as auxiliary bishop to the Archdiocese of Haro in 2008. 5 years later, our beloved Pope Francis designated me to the Diocese of San Carlos on the island of Negros as its third bishop. In 2013, when Super Typhoon Yolanda taught us the important lessons on the care of our common home, now contained in his Laudato Si. I am based in San Carlos City, which is recognized by the United Nations as one of the most livable cities in the world. And at the same time, I've served the people of Negros, which is being regarded as the renewable energy capital of the Philippines and Southeast Asia, with 9 solar power plants, 8 biomass plants, and 10 hydropower plants with a combined capacity of 579.43 megawatts. Among our many advocacies together with young people, various groups, various educational background and faith persuasions, is for a coal-free Negros. And last March 6, 2019, we are very happy that our former Negros Occidental Governor Alfredo Marañon signed his executive order declaring the whole province of Negros Occidental coal-free and as a source of clean and renewable energy. We strongly oppose the planned 300 megawatt San Miguel Corporation Global coal-fired power plant here in San Carlos City. And just 2 days ago, I got word from a very reliable source that this coal-fired power plant won't push through anymore. So we hope to continue this fight.
Okay. Maraming salamat po, Bishop. Napakagandang balita niyan. We will make a follow-up of the activities that you're doing there in San Carlos City. Maraming salamat po. As I've mentioned earlier our 3 distinguished guests will be joined by 3 energetic youth leaders. Let us hear from them. Each will be given a minute to say something about themselves and what they are currently involved in. So let's begin with Jupes Miranda from the Dumaguete City, followed by Chinky from Masbate City, and then Gio from Las Piñas. So Jupes Miranda, please.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
I'm Jupes. I'm a youth of the Folklore movement based here in Dumaguete City. Thank you for inviting me today. I don't know. I've been part of the movement since 2011, where I worked directly with New City office in Tagaytay for a little more than 6 months. And I'm blessed to be in communication with everyone in the team and the Focolare for the longest time and part of our activities locally and nationally. Right now, ever since the pandemic started, as a young person and part of a business-oriented family, I've always had this. I've been starting this personal advocacy to reconstruct or change our mentality towards the usage of social media. So when UCT reached out to me to help out as a reactor to these 3 distinguished speakers, I immediately said my yes, because right now there is no better way to reach out to more people during this pandemic and to touch more lives as much as we can, especially with this strict implementation everywhere we go of physical social distancing. But with hopes to not compromise our relationships with each other, but hopefully to build more on that. So today I come as a curious listener, um, to maybe exchange some ideas from a youth's perspective in this time of uncertainty,
Uh-huh.
and um, to reignite hope. Because even for me, I'm around 30 years old, and we are trying our best to keep our business running, to provide jobs, and to maintain our relationships with our employees and clients. So
Okay.
um, thank you for this afternoon together.
Thank you. We will hear more from Jukes later on when he gives his own reaction. Okay? We proceed now to Chinky from Masbate City. Thank you very much, Jukes. Chinky, are you in?
Yes. Hello
Okay.
po. Good afternoon. Thank you for having me po. I am Chinky, a Gen 2 from Masbate City. And currently, I am working in an education sector. And elementary kids at day and college students at night. So at this time of pandemic, the Gen 2 here in Masbate, initiated our COG, Communion of Goods at first, and then it blossomed, and we also followed it up with a donation drive. So from the little that we had, we managed to create more gifts to the most vulnerable part or members of our community. And also for work, since the DepEd is trying so hard then to maintain our education. So I am also creating more modules for the kids, especially yung unenrolled and those who are still afraid po of enrolling their children.
Wow. It's a very challenging task, Chinky. We will
Yes
hear
po.
more from you later on. Thank you very much, Chinky. We now listen to Gio. Gio is having difficulty with his internet connection, but we hope he can make it. Gio?
Anyway, my name is Gio. I'm from Las Piñas. I'm one of the writers for New City Philippines and also for FocolariPH.org, which is the official website of the Focolari movement here in the Philippines. And since 2018, I've been named as one of the United World Ambassadors for New Humanity International NGO, which represents the Focolari movement in the international scale to official bodies such as the United Nations and UNESCO. That same year, I also served as the main presenter of GenFest 2018 here in Manila. I'm mainly involved in the youth ministry and social communications ministry in our parish, serving as coordinator in the parish and vicariate levels and forming part of the diocesan. No, I think it was my internet. Again, I will start advocating for faster internet connection after this one. Yeah, so
Okay.
basically, yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, Gio. So I
Thank
said,
you.
maraming salamat sa inyong tatlo for your availability and courage to be with our three New City Achievement Awardees. We will hear more from you later on. Okay? The mission of New City and its continuing work to foster unity and dialogue, especially in these challenging times, um, we are faced with a lot of questions. No? Earlier, I mentioned something about the mission, and I would like to read to you a brief description of it, okay, about it. UCT mission statement, faithful to its commitment to spread the aim of the Focolari movement that all may be one, UCT Press Philippines shall continue to promote the culture of unity through its books and the New City magazine. And as a front runner of the Focolari movement in the field of media in the Philippines, it would like to reach out to faithful of various creeds and with people belonging to contemporary culture to establish dialogue. This is the heart of our new city, Kumustahan. Next, that we would like to hear from our new city awardees, their respective mission to elaborate further what they have already introduced earlier. I am sure we are all excited to listen to each of our distinguished guests. Just an important note, each one will be given 7 minutes for their presentation. Here, they will highlight their advocacy related to the respective field of endeavor that bring ahead, especially in that they are bringing ahead, especially in this time of pandemic. Its reactor then comes in after the presentation of the New City awardee assigned to him or her. Reaction will be limited to 3 minutes only, highlighting salient points presented by our New City awardees. So shall we begin? We call we call on Mr. Eric John Yayan to present and elaborate further what he has already mentioned earlier.
Okay, good
Mr.
afternoon
Eric
again,
Yayan.
everyone.
Good afternoon.
You know, business and self-respect is two things that needs to be in one person's, especially being an entrepreneur. Respect is earned of what we do in life. My connection with deaf community or persons with special needs started since 2009. And we only achieved our success, not really 100%, through the partnership with Deaf Evangelical Alliance Foundation, headed by Happy Toothpaste CEO, Dr. Cecilio Pedro, through each local chapter directress, Miss Sara Santa Ana. And we collaborate also with Department of Education through the special education classes in elementary and high school. And to make it more viable or make it more productive, we strongly collaborate with the local government units through the social welfare development. So this is our what we really best to succeed in any kind of advocacy. Our advocacy of reaching out with the deaf is something that needs, I think, to be addressed by each municipality, province, and the national government. I may say that because a lot of them is coming from the rural areas. During this time of pandemic, what we have done to our deaf employees is just continuously monitoring their situation, making sure that they're all taken care of. Communication is only available only through messenger video conferencing because we need to use the sign language to reach them. And we also set up a chat group so that everybody is available for any given time or any things that happens to them. But others are connected through text. I think we are 60 or 80% prepared to this kind of situation. Few years back, we conducted capacity building sessions to address some issues of our employing with persons with disabilities. We created a space for acquiring new learnings. We sharpened knowledge and skills and specific in specific areas of work, like in the kitchen, like in the office, and many things, maintenance. We focus on enhancing work performance through effective team cooperation and improved communication. This is the biggest hindrance in our daily life with a person with disabilities, communication. And also, we encourage personal reflection, cultivate personal relationship, and the most important is we practice the value of malasakit sa bawat isa. Malasakit sa bawat pamayanan, malasakit sa ating mga customer, malasakit sa ating environment, higit sa lahat malasakit sa bawat isang may mga taong may kapansanan. Unity in work is a strong foundation of camaraderie. Really works for everyone. Another lessons that are effective in this kind of pandemic. 3 years ago, we started asking our employees, especially the PWDs, to save money. 30, 40, 50 pesos, if they like 100 pesos a day out of their own. This is a money that belongs to them. It's we call it peso for my future. Kasi last time we went to maybe 4 years ago, we went to Hong Kong. We saved money for a whole year. Then we went to Hong Kong, and we're so lucky because in Hong Kong there's a Focolare center that really helps us to go around with my deaf employees, and this is really something that gives them an inspiration to introduce them to the outside world. First time they went to Manila. First time to go abroad. So this is something that we really try to give them an opportunity to see the other parts of the world or other parts of experience. Truly, there's no permanent in life. Business, material things, even our daily routine. Only God is permanent. Our dependable foundation. God speaks to individual to push them to share. I don't know, there's one, I'd like to share this moment with you and to everybody. When this pandemic, everybody, we think that business will collapse. Nobody will help us. I remember it was one of the frustrating days that I'm thinking what we will do. We have to close the business. And one afternoon, there's a call from a friend from Focolare and said, "Eric, how are you? Let me know how to reach you, how to help you." You know, I was really thankful and tears from my eyes. God send these people or send this person to say something, to be strong, to be really, to be faithful in God, that everything will be okay. And this person, I'd like to name them because they are both friends, Francis and Tess. Thank you very much. Just to let you know, your thoughtfulness is truly one inspiration to us as a business, and to all my employees that, oh, don't worry, there's other people who wants to help us. We will need their help later on, maybe, as long as trusting God.
Yeah.
So before I end, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank everyone for praying for us, for praying for each and everyone. Our connection in the spirit of prayers. Rome, thank you for this Kumustahan 2020 that leaves us unity is really God. Thank you.
Okay. Maraming salamat, Eric, ha? Talagang very, very touching, no? Yung mga kinuwento mo sa amin. For sure, iba sa ating mga listeners or viewers, live viewers, would like to ask you something, but we will tell them to write their questions and either sa Zoom room or sa Facebook comment section to write their questions. We now listen to Jukes.
Hi. Thank you, kay Eric, for this beautiful sharing. No, I think our family is also running our own business, and when we were forced to close down temporarily, the whole month or during the lockdown was really every day was can we still open? Do we still have the market that could, that could continue help us continue the business? So hearing Kuya Eric's experience, of course I've read up um, about his story and his business, and I even looked up TripAdvisor for Kain na to, Pinato. You can see that all over. So it's a very popular place in Puerto Princesa, and I think very few restaurant owners have this kind of dedication for for their employees. To literally to take care of your employees so that your employees will take care of your clients. And in this case, it's taken to a more supernatural level wherein it gives people it gives them this sense of self-respect. It gives them their own purpose in their lives rather than going out in communities and even in their own families where they are discriminated. It's very common, I think. I don't know if in the Philippine context, but usually with people I know, we have the tendency to assume that these people, deaf and the mute, in this moment, are incapable of working and building a future for themselves. Because I think for everyone else, um, for PWDs, deaf and mutes, right now there's the Black Lives Matter movement. I think it's a very sensitive topic, So to give this self-respect, to give them value in their lives and in the work that they do, to help them um, get off this dependency towards their other people. They move ahead in their lives and see meaning in their work and what they do. So I think it helps me as a young person, in this time of uncertainty, to reevaluate, I guess, to rediscover the value of, of our core workers, our employees, and our friends as well. When Tita Tess um, reached out to you guys, there is no better time to improve our communication in each other. And I think social media helps us in this way. And I think we should remove the stigma that the generation and my generation and the younger generation are influenced negatively because of this medium. And I think through things like this, to share experiences, to reach out to other people we have communication with, to share these type of experiences like Kuya Eric's, I think it's such an inspiration, not just only for us as business owners, but also to aspiring entrepreneurs, to young people who are still in college or struggling to know. We don't even know if they can go to school or not within the next few months. But I think this is also part of their education. And if they cannot get the education they need in university or in high school, wherever, they can get it from here. And we have to take advantage of that. So there is no better time to really use our tools. And if these tools mean sometimes our iPads, our cell phones, our laptops, we have to make the most out of it.
Okay.
And thank you, Kuya Eric, for your experience talaga. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Jukes, for this profound communion you made and your impression on what Eric said. No? We shall now proceed to our second New City awardee, Attorney Lisa Yordan. Can we hear her?
Yes, Romy, I'm here.
Okay, thank you very much. You now have your 7-minute time.
Okay. So just I have said a while ago that I was in Cebu in 2014 after I received my award, New City Award. And eventually I was designated member of the Interagency Task Force on Human Trafficking. So where I get to involve myself in cases of abused women and children, trafficked women, trafficked OFWs, etc.
Attorney
And
Lisa,
so it was in Cebu
Attorney
that
Lisa,
Yes?
will you be able to open your
Yes.
video? Okay. Attorney Liza, it's okay. You can speak with your audio even if without the video. Perhaps your connection is a little disturbed.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Okay now. Okay.
Okay, to continue, I said, it was in Cebu that I get to see a lot of, violations of children, no? Especially sexual, especially because I also go with the law enforcement to operation. We conduct rescue operation. So I have a lot of harrowing experiences actually. And then, but this helped me open to a lot of, also ways in which I can improve my skill in prosecuting cases involving human trafficking and online sexual exploitation. So, but then that chapter of my life has ended, and I was appointed here in Tacloban as the head of the prosecution service. So it's more an administrative aspect. I manage the prosecutors and also the staff and other administrative matters. And I also approve resolve cases of my prosecutors. But it does not stop me from my advocacy on women and children. I believe that God placed me there. And so also clients that come my way, I see that as people that God sent to are sending to me. God sent to me so that I can help them or assist them. When I arrived in Tacloban, in 2019 and assumed office as city prosecutor, I get to connect with the social workers. They were my friends when I was still in Tacloban in 2005. So I tried to connect with them. And there I learned about the street children, the plight of the street children in Tacloban. And so for me, it was like a call to do something about it.
Okay. Are you in? Okay. Perhaps we can call later. Nawala si Attorney Lisa. We can call later also together with Chinky later on also. We will call again Attorney Lisa later on to continue what she is presenting because it's something very interesting, no? We cannot lose her. We cannot lose the fact that she is sharing something very important regarding her advocacy. So at this time we can proceed with our very own dear Bishop Jerry Alminaza. Bishop Jerry, can we
Yes,
hear you? Okay.
yes. I met our ideal together with the rest of the gen when I was a teenager in 1975 before I entered the seminary. And this has really marked a very strong impact in my life until now, no? Especially putting God before even the priesthood and really loving Jesus in every neighbor, in every present moment, but especially choosing this God who chose to die on the cross, who really suffered even the abandonment on the cross. And so up to now, even this advocacy for caring for the environment has been motivated by this constant search for this face of Jesus forsaken in everyone and in everything, even in creation, in what God has created. Um, what in particular about Negros, in 1875, the forest cover of Negros is 95%. And sadly, it has fallen to only less than 4% today. From 95% forest cover to less than 4% today. Imagine the great biodiversity loss over these years. No? Worldwide, every day, according to the United Nations Environment Program in 2010, almost 200 species go extinct, 1,000 times higher than the natural one because of climate change. And I wonder how many of us really feel the strong need for a requiem for these losses, to really mourn for these losses. Whenever there is a typhoon, an earthquake, a fire, or any calamity, what is reported are the number of human lives lost and the damages to property. But seldom, if at all, do we account for the losses in terms of the other human and plant species, no, that are also damaged or that have disappeared because of this. Less than 4% left of our natural forest here in Negros. And yet our leaders in the past until the present still allow the failed geothermal project in Mount Canlao Natural Park, which is a natural reserve park. Should not do something there, no, inside the park. And the existing illegal structures and even the proposed construction of concrete roads in the northern Negros Natural Park or NNNP. So part of our care for our environment is to really protect this less than 4% forest or natural reserve park. Also, another face of Jesus Forsaken here for me in Negros is 97% of the energy that Negros produces comes actually from renewable sources that bring little or no harm to the environment, to the climate. 97% can be broken down into 48% solar, 36% geothermal, 13% biomass. There is also hydro, but it's only 0.9, so it's almost 0%. So that's 97%. Only 3% coming from diesel. But ironically, however, here in Negros, we buy the 5 electric cooperatives or the distribution utilities are buying 70% of our electricity from dirty coal and diesel power plants in our neighboring islands of Cebu and Iloilo. 64% from coal-fired power plants and 6% from diesel power plants. So imagine, in Negros, you know, we need to really pay attention to anything that people might try to do just to gain profit, but without regard for the environment. So proactively inspired by Laudato Si, we, the 4 dioceses of Bacolod, Dumaguete, Cabancalan, and San Carlos, present here in Negros Island, witnessing to the Church of the We, or a synodal church, we want to act together in a collaborative manner so that coal or any fossil fuel power plant may not be necessary anymore in Negros, and so we can keep Negros 100% based on renewable energy, an 100% RE island. So we are working towards this, that collectively, no, the 4 dioceses will be able to more or less produce renewable energy using only the rooftops of our houses, our convents, our schools, our churches, using only those rooftops, using the distributed energy paradigm, we can produce 260 megawatts. You know that with the 260 megawatt solar rooftop, we'll be able to avoid 250 million carbon dioxide a year. So that would be saving our environment a lot, no? And there will be no CO2 emission because of that. You know, in Negros, the peak demand actually of energy is 349 megawatts. But we have a dependable capacity of 570.4 megawatts. Our installed capacity actually is 682.9. And we are on, but and then if we add, the four dioceses will contribute to 260 megawatts, then there's no need for a coal-fired power plant here.
Yes.
That's why it was really good news that because of the COVID and because of the strong opposition from the ground, they have decided to not to push through with the coal-fired power plant here in San Carlos, but instead they are trying to move towards natural gas. But anyway, I have used
Wow.
up my 7 minutes. There are other advocacies related to environment, like against black sand mining, you know, and all this stuff. But for the moment, let me stop here so that others can also
Okay.
share.
Okay, maraming salamat po, Bishop. That's a very inspiring, enlightening presentation, no? Yung sa advocacy ninyo. We really hope that it will continue, this plan
Yeah.
to really eradicate this coal power plant, no? And we now listen to the reactor of the of Bishop Jerry. Gio, are you there?
Yes, hello.
Okay, let's listen
Can you
to
hear me?
Gio. Yes, we can.
Okay. Yeah. Actually, I was really nervous to be reacting to to Bishop Jerry. Romain knows that very well, and my fellow reactors. So I was very struck with what Bishop Jerry said when he said that at a young age, when he met the ideal, he fell in love with it, and it brought a huge impact, a lasting impact in his life, and how a key point of the spirituality of unity, which is Jesus forsaken, has pushed him to really care for creation. I was really struck that also by the facts that Bishop Jerry stated. Like, for example, imagine from 95% to less than 4% of the forest covers that decrease, that very um, it's very obvious the decrease from 95% to 4%, and that's very alarming. Um, in the next year, if you don't take care of the environment, we might be seeing less than 1%, and that's really dangerous, no? Um, that care for the environment is really important. As a matter of fact, for us young people, it's one of the priorities, no? You can see youth organizations, schools really organizing different activities to care for the environment. And in fact, we have one figure in the international sphere in the person of Greta Thunberg, who's really vocal, who has come out really to speak of the need to prioritize the planet. I think that's a thing that we have to. If there's a motto that I can take from Bishop Jerry's sharing, is that to make our planet a priority, and it's just we cannot just say that it's an advocacy, because you are called, as a Christian, you are called because in creation God manifests Himself. And also, there is an important need to really revisit our role in the environment, in the story of creation, that we are meant to be stewards of creation, not to be masters of creation. So, having that cleared out helps us understand that we cannot just exploit the environment or destroy natural resources. And I was really, again, what Bishop Jerry is doing, really thank you, Bishop Jerry, for all that you are doing. You're doing great for the environment, especially in that part of Negros. Um, I think that it's also essential that because you were saying at a certain point that when you started voicing out your opposition to these things, they have influenced in the way the action, no? So I think that's very important that we value hearing the opinion of different people of different sectors, so that the conclusion, the decision that we will arrive to comes from the different perspectives, and we create an understanding. We have a well-informed decision being made, and I think that the church has really taken interest with Pope Francis on the lead, especially with the Laudato Si that Bishop Jerry also mentioned. And in the diocesan level, we could already see that there is a ministry for ecology. It's something which has been going on for the past years, and how we hope that in the parish level, every parish will have this ministry on ecology that really focuses to promote care for the environment, to care for our common home. No? We have to understand that the work for the environment is not just because we want to work for the environment, but it's because it's where we are right now. It's habitat. No? So imagine if we won't take care for the environment now, for the planet now, there won't be any planet to live anymore
Yeah.
for the coming days. So we're talking
Yeah.
about our taking care also as we owe it to the future generations. And I think this is a
Okay.
very beautiful contribution. Thank you.
Wow, thank you very much, Shio, for that very rich intervention, for a very rich reaction. We would like to thank you for that. Shall we continue with Attorney Lisa from the point where she left? Are you still in, Attorney Lisa? She's having difficulty a while ago to enter again. Uh-uh. But in any case, when Attorney Lisa will be able to get in, we will ask her to continue her presentation. In the meantime, perhaps we can listen to our reactor, even if the guest speaker hasn't finished yet. We asked Chinky, because
Yes.
Chinky was able to read also the profile of Attorney Lisa. Would you like to say something, Chinky?
Yes. Ciao.
Okay.
I was able to read also the profile of Attorney Lisa, and actually I'm still in awe of her bravery, because not everyone has the courage to actually go after the violators or go after the advocacy against violations on women and children. So with what she made mention earlier, na we also know that some of the women, some are also of the children, actually do not know na they're still being abused, that they are already being abused. And when Attorney Lisa told na she is already out of that zone, she's already in the administration, but it does not stop her from advocating the against human trafficking and violations, no? And what strikes me the most was from how the youth in these trying times mostly or often complains about boredom and everything, where there are street children, according to Attorney Lisa, who is suffering. This pandemic actually created somewhat a magnifying glass that focuses significantly on the sufferings of our women and street children. Also, news and statistics also show na the domestic violence against women and children rises also in this time of pandemic. So as youth and also as part of the Focolare and the Gen and the Commission on Youth Ministry, we should also try to go out of our comfort zone and think out of the box, and let's not be complacent how we are actually the comfort of our home, because there are street children, there are women that are being abused, and there are hungry stomachs that are in need of our help even in our little way.
Wow. Thank you very much, Chinky, for that very nicely worded intervention, reaction regarding Attorney Lisa. Um, Attorney Lisa, are you in now? Unfortunately, we cannot continue with Attorney Lisa because of the connection with her internet. But I think she was able also to communicate, no, the very essence of what she's doing, her advocacy against the violation for women and children. And now she is also in, taking care of street children in Tacloban. So we are happy with that. And yeah, we arrived to this moment of question and answer. No, it was a very inspiring presentation with our three awardees and then our reactors. No, they're really very inspiring. I'm sure many of our live audience are waiting for a moment, for this moment when they can address some questions to our awardees. We shall gather your questions that are in the dialogue portal of the Zoom and in the comment section of the Facebook. But while we are gathering these questions, we will ask our three reactors to address their questions to our New City awardees. Each one will be given time, one question to address the person they would like to address. Shall we begin with Jukes? Would you like to address any question to Mr. Eric Yayan?
Hello. Hi. Yeah, I was just wondering. I think Tita Jenny also asked her question here, just to echo her. No, what Kuya Eric? What have you been? How have you responded? How's the community there responded to this pandemic? No, not just the kain na to, but also was there like a new discovery or a rediscovery of kain na to and your coworkers and employees? Yeah, that's the
Thank you,
question here.
Jobs. Yeah, thank you for that question. I read also the comment of Jenny. Actually, in this time of pandemic, some of our workers, because we tried to really upscale their skills. Like we have now an office worker, we have now a assistant cook that helps in the kitchen, and we have also a griller that really works. So that's why we are trying to put them in a basis of they can work, because we did not stop working. We work as a community kitchen for other frontliner, and we also discover some of the skills of other members of our deaf employees. Like we have that's a good in massage. Now we are going to gardening also. We also conducted sessions like noodle making, can in wood sculpture. So a lot of things that are really coming up with the skills of other PWDs, and hopefully we can continue working with our community, doing little things. And my assurance to our deaf community that we will still continue doing their work at least twice a week in the restaurant. Something to do. But I think we have 7 or 8 deaf are still working out of 32. But I hope we continue sharing some ideas, giving them jobs, like they go into organic gardening, and we still buy their vegetables and something like that.
Very nice.
So I hope with this pandemic we continue to discover our skills, our ability to change the mindset,
Yeah.
Continue to take the challenges of our time to the new normal.
Okay. Very nice. No, we can really see how much this love that creates and recreates in a situation like this that we are in now. No, it is the love that is capable of recreating the atmosphere, the environment, even diversifying, not only from cooking but also going towards something else for the benefit of those who are in need. Definitely. Thank you very much for that, beautiful answer. We now call on Gio if you have a question to address to Bishop Jerry.
Hello, can you
Yes,
hear me?
Gio. Yes, we
Yeah,
can. Go ahead.
okay. Yeah. No, my question is because this coronavirus, COVID-19 pandemic has resulted us to be placed under restrictions. Our movements are restricted. And a few days after that, we noticed how the environment was so clear, you know. The smog wasn't around. In fact, the Venice Canal in Italy, for example, was very clear. You know, the waters there, and also here for us in Metro Manila, from Quezon City, one can see Mount Samat, the cross there, which is quite far and wasn't usually seen before. Now, because smog's cleared up, it's very visible. Question now is for Bishop Jerry, with that realization from people, how can we actually convince them to to move from that feeling of just wow, let's be concerned the environment, to actually move, to start, you know, to realize, to concretize what they are feeling for the environment, their concern for our common home, starting in our very own home and maybe also in the parish level, which is the local community setup.
Okay. Bishop
Thank you,
Jerry?
Gio. Yes, thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, Bishop.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes,
You
Bishop.
know, our Holy Father Pope Francis is really calling for an ecological conversion. No, one problem really with the disregard for our common home is that people don't recognize God anymore. It's like what Pope Benedict XVI said, the spiritual desertification, no? We don't, because of the technology, we don't feel the need for God. And so now we are now forced by the pandemic to realize that even how strong is our armory or our, you know, defense, I don't know how you call this, defense unit, you know, you cannot even attack this invisible enemy called coronavirus, no? So that it really forced us to our knees and to humbly recognize we need God, we need a higher power, bigger than us. And so this is precisely what I'm hoping for, that people begin to see and really again discover God who is love, a God who is behind everything that is happening in the world, in spite of the suffering, in spite of the negativities. There is still a force behind this that sustains this world, you know, and we need to discover Him and hopefully choose Him, choose this God, because once God is in the heart, the rest will follow, no? But if
Yeah.
God is not in the heart, it's difficult to convince people to be caring about anyone and everyone and everything, you know. I hope the pandemic has realized us this important message that Kiara also is in the midst of the bombings. In our time, it is really the coronavirus, you know, that left and right, people see people falling, dying, and that, you know, we can only but go to God and God alone. So I don't know if that answers the question,
Yes.
but that's my inspiration.
Wow. Maraming salamat po, Bishop. Kasi maganda yung sinabi ninyo, no? That the Pope is calling us for an ecological conversion. It's a conversion of our attitude towards our common home. No? So maraming salamat po for that. May we ask Chinky if she has a question to Attorney Liza, and if Attorney Liza will be able to connect again.
Can you hear me, Rome? I'm here.
Yes, now it's clear. Now it's
Okay.
clear. Attorney Liza, yes.
Okay.
Would you like to instead to answer a question addressed to you by Chinky?
Okay. Yes, sure.
Okay. Chinky, can you address Attorney Liza your question, please?
Ayan. Good afternoon, Attorney Liza. Um,
Okay.
the law on violence against women and children and the anti-trafficking law
Yes.
were passed a couple of years ago, but still the
Yes.
issue still dominates until today po. And I believe na the number of the women or children that are being abused is rising. So in these trying times, but in this pandemic, how do we address or if not prevent, how do we address the abuses or the violations that kept on happening amidst this virus?
Okay.
Yes, Attorney Liza.
Okay, so it's a reality, no, that there's really difficulty because however, there are also positive things coming out. Like for example, the court just convicted a pedophile. Even during the pandemic, there was a virtual, what do you call this, hearing in court. And also there were also operations, I know because I follow our chat group, there were also operations conducted on against perpetrators on sexual exploitation online. And then for me, like for example, I do not have to go far and for these abused women. Sometimes God will put them before me, and it will not, I will not go far. It's the actually I just helped someone, the daughter of the caregiver of my father, when I learned that um she has a live-in partner and she is being abused by this live-in partner. And then I also learned that also the sisters are sleeping beside this live-in partner, the sisters of this daughter of my papa's caregiver. So immediately I act on it and helped her, assisted her, brought her to the police station, to the clinic, etc. And I really journeyed with her in the process, what to do, no, so that she could get a temporary protection order. And so we were successful, and she was able to get that protection order, and the guy is no longer with them. So for me, God will just place me in the right situation and in the right place, and that is
Yeah.
how, I try to do the will of God, one woman, one victim at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah, one woman, one victim at a time. Live, you may be saying, no, that we live each present moment well, even in your work as a prosecutor, no, as a defender of those vulnerable to abuse. Maraming salamat, Attorney Liza. That's a very beautiful and talagang filled with passion. No? The work that you're really doing, we really appreciate it very much. Pero unfortunately, we do not have any more time. No, we don't have any more time. It's already 5 o'clock, and I know many of us have also commitments after this one. No, and we can continue, but time is what it is. No, and but we would like to assure you that we will gather the questions that you posted in our question box in our chat, and we will send them to our UCT awardees, and we hope they will be able to find time to reply, and we will send them to those who have asked. So please, if you would like to leave your question, just also with your name, especially those who are in the Facebook. No, we will get them, and we will gather them, and we will address them to our UCT awardees. No, and so that they will be able to answer. We are now in this last moment, and unfortunately, we run out of time. But before that, we would like to ask the last words from our three UCT awardees, beginning with Eric. Would you like to say your last word? Okay.
Thank you, everyone, and thank you for this opportunity. And would like just to say that the movement is also my strongest inspiration in life. Living a life of gratefulness every single day really works for me. And thank you, everyone, and thank you I'm inviting you after the COVID. I'm inviting everyone to come to Puerto Princesa.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Now we hear Attorney Lisa with her last words. Attorney Lisa. Nawala na naman si Attorney Lisa. In any case, we hear from Bishop Jerry. Bishop Jerry, please, your last words.
Yes. Yes. Please take time to read Laudato Si if you can do it. Then also I would like to campaign for divestment from coal. You know, try to see if your banks are investing on coal and tell them not to use our money for activities like investing on coal-fired power plants. No, divestment campaign. I stand by my strong conviction that it is a human right to live in a clean, healthy, and safe environment. And that we need to see the world, the universe, as a caress of God, as a precious, sacred book that He has written. And it is good news. We have to show it as good news. And I hope that we will follow this hierarchy, no? Planet, persons, and then prophet. Huli mo na yung prophet, no? And sana nga, we will be able to really love not just our neighbor, but everyone and everything that God created. No, we find ourselves within this beautiful family of God, including the rest of God's creation. So I will end with this Indian proverb that says, we do not borrow the world from our ancestors. We borrow it from our children. So we owe it to the next generation that we care so much for this world. But of course, for us who love God, it should really show our love for God in the way we care for our universe, our common home. Thank you so much.
Wow, maraming salamat po, Bishop, with that wonderful last word that you have. We borrow this world from the future generation. We really have to take care, and so that we can give them the best that we can give of our planet. No? Now we listen with the last words of our reactors. Shall we begin with with Jupes, please?
Hi. I would just like to thank again our speakers for this afternoon. And for me, it's just a great inspiration because even though they address specific sectors of society, you know, from commerce to human rights advocacy and the environment, I think it applies to every industry and all levels of society. So for me as a young person, maybe to apply what I've learned today in my daily life, at work, in our business environment, and share as much as I can these experiences, because there's like bits and pieces where I could share, especially even Bishop Jerry's experience is something that is truly wonderful, because there's always this prejudice towards the Catholic Church about addressing current social issues, especially the environment. So to see someone at the head of our of the Catholic Church being at the forefront in bringing change, actual change is almost dangerous, honestly. So really props to our speakers today. Thank you so much for inspiring us, for educating us, and we'll share the video to as much young people as we can. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Jupes. We shall move to the last word of Chinky, perhaps. Chinky, are you in?
First, I'd like to thank everyone for having me in this very special moment. And perhaps after the with hearing all the diverse advocacies of our speakers, I'd like to live concretely the commitment everyone made to the gospel, to actually live the present and go out go beyond our borders to help those most vulnerable and less fortunate neighbors. Also, I am really the topic Bishop Jerry had mentioned is really relatable in our city because our province is actually investing in that coal power plant whatsoever, and then our city cannot actually maneuver directly into the stoppage of that power plant, and then our Meralco counterpart here in Masbate City is kept on parang shutting the power so that perhaps we could support the coal powered plant in the province. But since I believe it's done there and we can do it also here.
Okay. Maraming salamat, Chinky. Oo, maraming salamat sa inyong tatlo. No, we still have Gio. Gio? Gusto mong humabol?
Hello. Hello, akala ko makakatakas na ako eh. I was about to breathe properly.
Okay,
No,
okay.
really thank you to Attorney Liza, to Kuya Eric Yayen, especially to Bishop Jerry, who I had the chance of reacting to and asking question. All these awardees achievements in life talagang reflects how the spirituality of unity is a response, helps us to respond to the pressing needs and challenges of today's society. And I hope that we young people can live to that expectation that you have set the bar high. So really thank you. Thank you for this wonderful moment of kamustahan, of dialogue. And let's continue. Let's continue to work for not only for a more united world, but for a better world. Thank you.
Wow, very good. Thank you very much, Gio. You summarized the the words that we would like to express also. Thank you very much for that. Bilis lumipas ng oras, ano. Before we did goodbye, allow me to say in behalf of the New City Press Philippines and the responsibles of the Focolare movement in the Philippines, we say heartfelt thanks to our guests. This has been an hour that we will treasure. Dito rin kami kukuha ng hugot para sa pang-araw-araw namin na adventure ngayong panahon ng pandemya. You have inspired us all. For sure, each one of us can say to each one of you our heartfelt thanks. To our reactors, maraming salamat sa inyo. Hanggang sa susunod, ha? Huwag kayong magsasawang samahan ng New City sa kanyang misyon na ipalaganap ang kultura ng pagkakaisa at dialogo. At the end, we want to thank also the New City friends inside the Zoom room and those who followed the Kumustahan via FB Live, no? And last na talaga, here I would like to personally mention Economy of Communion Commission, no? Who have come to our aid in these difficult times. As also Eric mentioned, our heartfelt gratitude for your concrete love, EOC. We will not forget also our generous supporters and partners, Bangko Kabayan, APSE, Focolare Carpentry, Kainato, and Kalayaan Engineering. And of course, special thanks to Nico Yumul, who is working so hard as our technical support for this program. To each one of you, thank you very much for this wonderful moment. And for sure, magkakaroon ng second edition ang kumustahan na to kasi ang oras talagang napakabilis. And I would like to bring to you also what Attorney Lisa was mentioning. I am really sorry, but I assured her that truly with her difficulty in connecting with the internet, she has contributed a lot so that this, of course, with her love for Jesus on the cross, has contributed a lot also for this wonderful moment that we have together. Okay? So maraming salamat sa bawat isa sa inyo. See you again. Okay? See you again.
Romel, we will make a group photo right now.
Okay.
Please open your videos.
Open your videos, please.
Grazie.
Okay.
Okay,
Smile.
ready? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Okay. Thank you.
One more page.
One more. Okay.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, good. Thanks.
Okay. Maraming salamat.
Thank
Maraming
you.
salamat sa inyong
Thank you, Roman.
lahat.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Roman. Thank you, everybody.
Ciao.
Jerry.
Ciao.